Good evening, everyone. As I probably just gave away, my name is Gordon Stables. I'm the Director of Debate at the University of Southern California, and I have to tell you, this is an absolute honor. I've had the privilege to hold my position for the last 11 years, and I think if I can speak on behalf of Chris for one brief moment, that we realize the remarkable blessings that it are to hold the position, that our predecessors were both such accomplished coaches, but more importantly, such remarkable men, in a way that, and I heard the applause earlier, and I think we definitely owe at least, if not many more rounds of applause tonight, for the memories of Professor Melvin Tolson and Alan Nichols. Tonight's format is a schedule where each of the students will present one constructive or longer developmental speech. And the way that equity is balanced in this process is the affirmative team, the home team from Wiley. They will give the first constructive speech, and they will give the last of the rebuttals as well. And so what that creates a cycle is the students will alternate, Wiley, USC, Wiley, USC, and at the end of that we have two rebuttal speeches. And the USC rebuttal will then take place, and the final speech will be given by the home team from Wiley. So after these 6 remarkable speeches, we'll have concluded a fantastic night. So I've almost completed my duties. My only other last part is you've got all this information in your program as well, but to remind you that we've got these 4 fantastic young students. Carrie Chavis, the debate captain, the class of 13, and an education major for Wiley College. His colleague tonight from the class of 2012, Chad Mossman, who's a business major. And from USC, we have Clara Perk from the class of 2014, who's an international relations and communication major. And her partner, Maria Muhammad, also a senior from the class of 2012, who's a civil engineering major. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for your remarkable hospitality, for taking time out of your busy lives to join us this evening. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you.
To Dr. Haywood Strickland, President and CEO of Wiley College, Provost Dr. Glenda Carter, the Board of Trustees, family, staff, faculty, and friends of Wiley and USC. How far we've come. I would be remiss if before I begin if I didn't show acknowledgement to the son of Dr. Melvin Tolson. He is the professor of history at Southern University, Dr. Arthur Tolson. If the machine of government is of such a nature that it requires you to be an agent of injustice to another, then I say, break the law. These were the words of Henry Thoreau in 1849, an essay entitled On the Duty of Civil Disobedience. He articulated that when conscience and law do not coincide, individuals have the obligation to promote justice by disobeying the law. We saw this in cases such as the women's suffrage movement, Gandhi's campaign for the independence of India, the civil rights movement, and the abolishment of apartheid in South Africa. Tonight, we, the Wiley College team, affirm that civil disobedience is necessary to achieve legitimacy. Now, in order to make this a well-rounded debate, we'll begin by defining some words. The first will be that of civil disobedience. We'll define as peacefully refusing to obey laws, governmental demands, or certain social conventions to influence change in governments and society. The second will be that of necessary. We'll define it as being essential or indispensable. The next, achieve, to obtain. And finally, legitimacy, a social group recognized through the receiving of rights. And I want you to weigh this round, judges, through that of utilitarianism, which is the greater good for the greater amount of people. And we see that utilitarianism is the best weighing mechanism for this debate because it allows for for how the groups positively change the society that they are oppressing.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. On behalf of myself and my partner and the Trojan Debate Squad and the entire University of Southern California, we deeply appreciate all the hospitality we've gotten so far, and we would like to thank everyone for inviting us to take part in this historic event. We would also like to thank President Hayward Strickland, Director Chris Medina, the Melvin B. Tolson Denzel Washington Forensic Society, Wiley College, and its debaters for all the excitement that you guys made us experience this weekend. Today's question, the role of civil disobedience as a necessity for legitimacy of a social structure, takes us back to the original question that was debated in the movie. It was, civil disobedience is a moral weapon to fight for justice. And our opponents today have laid out a fantastic case showing how civil disobedience is necessary to achieve legitimacy. But we would argue that civil disobedience is not necessary to achieve legitimacy in all instances. Leave civil disobedience for those times where those channels did not exist, and take advantage of the institutions that are here for you now as a result of the sacrifices made from the civil disobediences that happened in the past. We think today is a time working with the system is more important than civil disobedience. Thank you.
I would like to thank everybody for being here tonight. Of course, Dr. Strickland and Dr. Morale. I would like to thank my colleagues in the Wiley debate team, and of course, Coach Medina for his constant support. And of course, to my partner, Kerry Chavis. Without him, I truly would not be able to be here today with the confidence that we truly wish to display. And of course, I want to thank the USC team for accepting our invitation and being part of this moment. It's absolutely a pleasure. To start, I like to refer back to my partner's analogy where he was talking about Henry David Thoreau's civil disobedience, and that all individuals have the right to stand up for what they believe in. If individuals do not want to do certain things, that it's their right to voice those opinions. And because we have this ability for civil disobedience inherent within us, we're able to create change and influence others and to create the change that we truly want to see in the world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the flow for the case that has been brought up by USC. Now, they bring up their first argument where they're talking about how the Arab Spring has been going on and how many countries overseas are having their dissent and their opportunity to voice their opinions. However, even though in Egypt in particular, they're talking about how there's no political parties and there's no institutions to check back, we do not think that this takes away the importance of civil disobedience, that because individuals are able to take these actions, that they're able to actually show the individuals who are in power that a change must happen, because there are no individuals so blind as those who will not see. And that is truly what civil disobedience is all about. So we have to realize that at the end of the day, that it's important for individuals to have this recognition, to be able to create the change that they need, to create the change that is going to help America prosper, to help the world prosper. And things such as violence only cause us to backpedal and only cause us to relive these instances of hurt and anguish towards another individual. It's because we have civil disobedience that individuals are able to come together and truly make a difference, and being able to understand the grievances of the others. So for these reasons, we strongly urge a ballot for that of the affirmative.
Good evening.
Before I begin my speech, I want to thank everyone here at Wiley for the immense hospitality that we've been shown during our stay here. Although we've only been here a short while, I've already fallen in love with your beautiful campus, warm and loving people, and most of all, great cooking. I feel so blessed to be a part of this remarkable historical experience and to bring the joy that I found in debate to so many people. The resolution presented in this debate asks us about legitimacy and if civil disobedience is necessary to maintain a legitimate social system. Now, let's bring the debate back to what is legitimacy. We would say legitimacy is the consent of the governed, the acceptance of the citizens of a state to be governed by their government. Legitimacy is an ongoing process. We strive to achieve legitimacy in the U.S. whenever we vote for our representatives or engage in community discussions like this one. We have to take advantage of those legitimate forms of dissent that the people that came before us worked so hard to get us. We have to work together as a global and a local community to make the government accountable to the people that it is governing. We are not saying that civil disobedience should never be used to challenge institutions, but when there are other legitimate forms of dissent, it is our responsibility to use those avenues to address the problems of the world today. With the difficulties that our country is facing, we cannot use civil disobedience to resolve our problems. Today, we have the responsibility and the privilege to use the rights we have been given in this system to institute the changes that we wish to see in the world. Thank you.
What's wrong, Garden?
I have to delay us one more moment. When I made the comment tonight that we would all be winners, I did mean that in the broad sense. And so the reason why that's true is that this may be the second time that Wiley and USC debated, but we're very much looking forward that the third won't be a 77-year wait. And so tonight, on behalf of the University of Southern California, I am thrilled to extend an invitation to our colleagues from Wiley to come back to Los Angeles in the not-too-distant future to have another one of these.
Gordon, USC, on behalf of our president, Dr. Hayward L. Strickland, and the entire Wiley College family, we accept.